John, back into things after New Year. Our game tomorrow against Montrose, unfortunately, is going to be our first game of 2023 after the cancellation of the big one against Dunfermline. How frustrating was it to kind of prepare and build up for that game, just to have it called off almost, last minute?
Yeah, well, first of all, Happy New Year to everyone, all the Falkirk fans all over the place. Hope we had a good New Year. Yeah, it was extremely frustrating. I'm sure very frustrating, for all the backroom staff, the players, directors, the fans, of course. The fans, we're going to go there in the thousands, and it was a big, disappointment for the game not to go ahead. And I'm sure Dunfermline would be equally as disappointed because it's, they probably could have made a lot of money on that particular day, probably more money than you're going to get in a midweek fixture when some people can't make it. So, yeah, it was a blow. It was very frustrating, really frustrating, because you're hyped up for the game. You're hyped up. We're prepared all week for the game, and Friday night, you're G'd up. I get a phone call at like 10 to 9 saying there's going to be a pitch inspection, and of course, it kind of like rocks you because you weren't really expecting it. To be fair, you're thinking, yeah, we all anticipated a little bit of frost, -2. You're not really expecting the game to go off. But Chris McGlynn, our kit man, he was at the stadium and he sent photographs around about 11:30, and we knew then that it was really struggling. It was white. It was white. So it was keys were going in points, but not all everywhere. So we knew fairly, came to that decision ourselves that the game was going to be off, and then obviously around about 12 o'clock it was confirmed it was off. So very, very, frustrated and disappointed, but we'll get our chance to go and play them at some point in time, and it's what it is.
And I take it just after that, straight after that news, it was focus switched straight to Montrose tomorrow. Been fairly consistent performers in this league the last few seasons, so never an easy game. And the last two games we've played against them have both been draws. Obviously, you'd be looking to kind of break that deadlock and get your first win of the season against them.
Yeah, as I say, we had two draws because Montrose are a difficult opposition. At any time in the season, from their point of view, they're probably not in the best form. They've probably been in better form, but that doesn't make them less a danger. They'll see this as a game that they can create a spark by coming here. The stadium, the fans, the atmosphere. That'll probably give them a little bit of G up. We've got to make sure that we are more G'd up. Because to be able to compete with that. No, the job that Stuart Petey's done there, and Ross Campbell is amazing. Absolutely amazing, and we respect them immensely. And they always have their teams well organised, difficult to. Our game's been very tight, very, very tight. Not a lot in it at all. And then you see other games where, they're scoring 4 goals or the opposition scoring 4 goals. I've been to a few of the games between Montrose and Airdrie, and honestly, 4-4 easily. One team's won 4-2, the other team's won 4-2. The playoff games at the end of last season were, wow, the goals in them, And then we played in their couple of games that are quite difficult to break them down, So I don't think they'll come here and be expansive. I think they'll compete in every area of the pitch. We've got to make sure we do that. We've got to produce the quality that will unlock their defence and hopefully take our chances. But it will be not be easy at all. And of course they've been playing games. We've got 2 games in hand in them. They've been managing to keep playing games, and unfortunately out with our control. We've had a couple of games off that would have been important, really, really important games for us, both away games. It means at some point in time we're going to go through a hell of a lot of away games. So again, it is what it is. It's a game here at home. We've been doing really, really well at home. I think we're probably got the best in form at home in the last 8 or so games. So we go into it on the back of a good win against Queen of the South. We scored 5 goals. Really, really attacking, movements, good football, and exciting. So we come into this game on the back of that, and we're very much looking forward to it. And tomorrow between 3 o'clock and 5 o'clock, we've got to go out there and show that.
I was actually going to mention the Queen of the South game, because I imagine it would have been frustrating to have the Dunfermline game called off, because you still would have had that high coming off the back of the Queen's game. Is that high something that you can still carry into the Montrose game, even though it's been roughly around 2 weeks? Yeah,
it's been a little while. You know, you've got hyped up, as I said. Everyone's got hyped up for the Dunfermline game, and then obviously there's a disappointment and all the rest of it. And then we've got to all get ourselves back up again. And yeah, exactly that. We've got to be prepared for this game. We've got to be. You don't want to be you know, a difficult game. Don't get me wrong. And Montrose, they've got their own ambitions, but we've got ours, and we've got to make sure that we're very much up for the game. So we will be. You know, the high the Queen of the South game, it's kind of like obviously flattened off, but it was our last game, and so you've got to take inspiration from that. It was our last game on here. 5 goals. You know, we've scored 5s, we've scored 4s, we've scored 3s. You know, and we're going to probably have to do it again tomorrow.
And going into that game, how is the team looking in terms of availability?
Yeah, well, we've not picked up anything, new injuries. One has had to go home on a family issue, and it's a private situation, so I don't really want to, you know, it'll probably come out in time. So, you know, he's not available. Although Stevie Hetherington is injured at the moment, he is going out on loan to Arbroath, so that by the time this goes out will probably be made public. Again, Stevie, before he got his injury, it's not played as much as he would have liked, and we're also looking forward. We're looking forward with Stevie, you know, in regards of Arbroath can offer him something going forward. And when we played Arbroath in a bounce game here, I can't really remember, sometime late October, beginning of November, something like that, and Stevie played very well. And I was speaking with Dick a few days later, and he mentioned, would you maybe let Stevie out in January? And I said, oh, look, well, we can have a discussion nearer the time. And when Dick came back on recently, I thought, you know, it's something that maybe Stevie could get a little bit more security going forward. And you've got to be open and not selfish with regards to just keeping players. We've got to be like, it opens up a little bit of door. I think everyone kind of mentioned how tight things are financially, and for me to be able to bring some money in, the only way I can do it is to, you know, kind of like move some players to create this money that I can then, or myself and Paul can then reinvest. And that's what it's a bit of both. You know, we're trying to help Stevie in the longer term, because he's going to get a longer term contract at Arbroath than what we could actually guarantee now. So it's good for him as well, and we feel we're all right in that area. But we would also like to add to that. We've added Blaine Rowe at right back, which was a priority position for us. We have another couple of priority positions that we need to fill, and we've been on the case. And yeah, I think in the days and before the window closes, we'll certainly be adding, you know, at least a couple more, maybe 3, but certainly looking at adding a couple more to help us. We may not have, you know, we may be having to get 3, 4 out to get a couple in, that type of thing. But I kind of knew that, and you know, we're prepared for that. And you know, it's football. You know, that's unfortunately how it works.
And just lastly, you mentioned the new arrival Blaine Rowe there. I spoke to him yesterday, so the Falkirk fans got to hear him for the first time. Yeah. Can you give us your thoughts on Blaine and whether or not he's maybe in contention tomorrow? Yeah,
well, he's certainly in contention for tomorrow, yeah. I know his agent really well, David Moss. I worked at Celtic with David, and he was also in the scouting department, and he became an agent, and so Blaine is one of his players. David put Blaine to me a year ago. Didn't need a right back at that particular time. But he went to Ayr United, and he did well. However, he got a really bad hamstring injury, and he was out for a long time with it. So the first thing I do after David coming to me this season and saying we've got Blaine was phone Lee Bullen, because Lee's a big honest guy. I've known Lee for a long time. He's a really good guy, really nice guy, big football man, great football man, you know. And he gave a really good reference on blame with regards to the character of the boy. Great boy to work with. Lee was saying that he kept in contact with Blaine even after he went back, and yeah, he's a natural right back. He's very, very quick. He's going to get up and down the pitch, and hopefully he's going to produce that quality that we're looking for. And you know, the guys that have played in that position for us have all done a job, but we're obviously looking, can we get better? You know, can we get better? We've got to try and get better, and we believe we've done that. But the proof of the pudding is going to be in the games that are going to come up. So he's here on loan. He's got 18 league games. We've got a Scottish Cup tie, and hopefully he's going to do well. And you never know going forward.
Well, here's hoping. I think we're all looking forward to seeing what he can do. John, thank you, and best of luck for tomorrow.
Thank you.